cancel that other video because it was a bit of a fuck up. I fucked up. I went hurtling over into America, forgot to do my shut up, making a noise. I forgot to do my customs. Is this America, this one? I forgot to, I knew I would. I thought I'd do it all over the American side, like you do over in Blaine or Sumas where we go. It's really easy, and somebody else then has already done my paperwork, my export, my Carnet and shit like that. With this shitload of paperwork I've got here, oh my god, look at that! Look at that load! I had to have to do my own Carnet and stuff and export, which I didn't, so I went hurtling over into the US side. Hello everybody, I'm here, dumb Englishman, and said, what's this? What's this shit in the back? I said, well, there's a load of farm machinery in it. I said, all right. Oh, and I opened the back door. Oh, you want to go back to America, so, back to Canada. So I was ejected back over the said bridge. So now this is third attempt at bridge. 1, 2, yeah, 3 times over this lovely bridge. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice bridge, but I'd rather not be going over in it. Anyway, the lovely lady in Canada, she helped me out nicely and did all the paperwork. See, it's a bit of a jumbled up mess actually. He did explain, the guy, who where I loaded it at, what's on it, what's not on it, and stuff like that. And I was under the understanding, with it being just hire, it wouldn't really need exporting, but obviously they need to know what's coming in, what's going out, and shit like that. I should have thought about this. Obvious, isn't it? But so it's all sorted now, though. Hopefully, I'll go back over to this side and get it stamped and get on my way. Luckily, I'm running on agricultural. I realised when I was coming across for this load that I'd got 150 miles over, and I thought, hey, I'm reloading farm equipment. Best bang it onto agricultural. So when I got 150 miles is the crow flies. So so the clock stopped basically. I only had 35 hours of driving left anyway since I set off, which was going to be close on my getting rid of this, getting my next load, and getting over to where I want to be, Oregon. I'm heading back over to West Coast, which is another 2,200 miles. That's Detroit. Lovely little city. I actually really like Detroit. I've been for a good walk round there, spent a weekend there, and had some fun. It was cool. Some good bars and stuff. It's a nice place. And of course, there's the Henry Ford Museum. So if you're ever, I've said this before, if you're ever in the area, get to the Henry Ford Museum. It is the dogs. It really is. It kept me entertained, and I've got an attention span of like a 5-year-old, so it kept me there all day long. I was well chuffed with it, really was. And then you've got the F-150 factory, if you want to see that as well. See a 150 being born, definitely worth going. If you're coming over on holiday or anything like that, you need a couple of days in Detroit. You won't cram it all in one day, I don't think. You know, you aren't going to be lazing on the beach and shit like that. It's not going to be that kind of thing. It's totally different. That looks a bit rotten on the side. Anyway, so here we go, back down into the customs again. That's the only problem, you know, there's nobody usually going to tell you when you do a new custom. You shouldn't be in that line. Doesn't tell you where you want to go. It's all confusing. I used to get so stressed out when I was doing Austria, Switzerland and shit like that, and it's like going into a new port. As a truck driver, you're meant to know where to go. You should know where to go, even though nobody's ever told you and you haven't been there before. You should know where to go, but it's all new. Anyway, so we got this one, got the that one done. So I've got to go back down here, queue again, get into that car park just there on the right, and go and do my paperwork and hopefully get signed out. Any European border isn't going to be like your Eastern European border, so you don't really need to worry. There'll always be somebody who's going to help you or something like that, so it's not, don't get yourself into a tiz or shit like that. You know, there's going to be somebody who'll help you. They don't want you there. They always rethink of that. Think they don't really want you at that border. They want fucking you out of that border. So the last thing you want is you sat there. So they will try and get you out the best they can. The worst one I've done was Kazakhstan back into Russia. That was horrible. Let me just tell you that quick story. This is a good one. So I'm coming out Kazakhstan. I had a 7-day visa for Kazakhstan, and that was all. So I'd come right the way through. I was on the end of my 7-day visa, so I had to get out the place. There's a piece of no man's land in between Kazakhstan and Russia. There's 2 miles of no man's land. It's in the north of Kazakhstan, the northwest side, very northwest, and there's nothing there. It is scary biscuits. And I got over to done the customs at Kazakhstan, got out of Kazakhstan, gone into the Russian side. I was there 3.5 hours, and they were fucking about. They were taking the piss, really. They were saying something wrong with my paperwork, different thing, this, blah, 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 blah. And it was just going on. Obviously, nobody there spoke English at all. So I was starting to get a little bit concerned because, let me tell you, can I can't get in that one. Hang on a minute, yes I can get in. I wonder if I can go through that bit. No, you can't sneaky slide through there. Wow, this is confusing. Anyway, so I go through the, we'll just take one of these. I get into the Russian side, they're messing me about like mad, aren't they? So it's 3 hours there. Then my panic sets in, because if they throw me out of Russia, I wasn't allowed back into Kazakhstan. And my Russian visa was only a double entry. Haha, joking. But double entry, so I couldn't actually go back and try a different border because my borders had been run out. So I was stuck in the middle of no man's land. Now that is a scary situation. But luckily I managed to get through there. And you've got wild dogs in no man's land and shit like that. If anybody ever goes there or Morocco touring, be very aware of horrible wild dogs. They're the worst things going. Now who's got... There it is. Where's me fancy pants green card? Shit. Right, let's see what happens to this town. See what this goes. We've got a mask up here. Hey, bud. Right, I need to go do the customs. I came through before. I had to go back to Canada because I forgot to do my export on it. So I need to go into there. Do you want all this?
Why are you coming into the U.S.?
Because it's machinery that's coming into the US.
Because what?
It's machinery. It's a little bit.
Where's your manifest and where's your identification? I want to see your manifest and your ID.
Okay.
And this is a Carnet.
Yep.
Why did you take this out? Or I don't understand. It's usually in a packet.
Here.
All right, we'll let them sort that out.
Yeah.
I need your ID and I need your manifest.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. There's that. That's all the manifest in there.
All right.
That's all.
No, I don't want any of that there. You hold all that.
All right.
Let me see the registration of the vehicle. Registration.
Okay. I think that's it.
Washington?
Yep.
I thought that plate up front was Missouri.
No, there's an Alaska one on the left-hand side. The middle one's the Washington one.
What?
There's an Alaska plate. I go to Alaska, and there's a Washington plate in the middle. That's an Alaska plate you saw.
All right, so which one do I want to use? The Washington?
Washington, yeah.
Washington?
Yeah. He's happy, isn't he? Holy hell, have I got Mr. Grumpy? See, you're at the hands of the gods here. You can't... I'm in that no man's land thing again, aye. Things go pear-shaped, I'm fucked. This isn't the end of it. I've got to go over and do the paperwork at the other side, yeah. Oh, scary biscuit. Steph says they'll give me an internal. He looks a bit scary, doesn't he? Like he's got the one rubber glove over the weight. That's interesting. Yeah, luckily I'm running on the agricultural, so I aren't too bothered about the hanging about here. Even if I don't get it unloaded until the morning, it's which probably will be the it's only about 100 miles from here, just over 100 miles, so you know I ain't got far to go. Anyway, I'll leave that with you. I'll do part 2 when I get round to the other side, away from Mr. Happiness here. Catch you all later. Wash your bloody hands.